Hi everyone, Dr. Nemechek here, and I want to go over a recent paper that's linking the consumption of highly processed foods with the development of SIBO, or Small Intestinal Bacterial Overgrowth. Now in this trial, what they did is they screened 106 kids, and they looked at their, it shows here, they looked weight, body fat, stuff like that, checked blood levels, like liver enzymes and blood sugar, things like that. They did a breath test for SIBO on them, and they did some food diaries and seeing what these kids were eating. And what they came out with is, out of this 106 kids, 14 of them had SIBO. All right. Now, these kids weren't picked because we thought they had SIBO. It's just a general population. Okay. Boom. 13% right there. Now, what did they look at and what did they find is, so we have 13, you see over here, 13% have SIBO. The weights, the body fat, the blood work, gender, all that kind of stuff was the same between the two. So you can't really figure that out with a blood test or just by the look and the size of the kid. What they did find is that the kids with SIBO had much higher levels of a inflammatory cytokine called IL-17, or interleukin 17. This is a chemical that is associated with more inflammation or excessive inflammation, okay? And so they had higher levels of I-17. They had low levels of interleukin 10. Interleukin 10 is a chemical your body excretes to try to turn off inflammation. So they were out of whack. Okay, the kids who ate more of this, highly processed stuff had more inflammatory chemicals and less ability to turn the stuff off. And those were the kids that had higher consumption of processed foods and were also much more likely to have SIBO. All right, so takeaway: these highly processed foods are not good for our children. The last several decades, a larger proportion of children and adults are developing SIBO. We don't know exactly why, but it's a good bet that part of it, or a big part of it, is due to the food supply. Highly processed foods, you've got to do your best to get rid of this stuff. I know it's difficult. You can't make everything from scratch every day. That's hard, but you just got to know, especially the really highly processed stuff that you kind of think of like Doritos, Cheetos. These are kind of highly processed foods, all right? Snack bars and a lot of candy and cookies and things like that. These things are inflammatory, highly inflammatory, and may be triggering SIBO. And that SIBO could lead to chronic depression, anxiety, ADD, other kind of problems with your child. Okay? The food matters. You got to make an effort to save your kids. All right. That's all for today, everybody. Have a good day.